Today's video is going to be about getting your lift level with the car on it, so that way when you put on your subframe connectors it is actually flat. So what I did is I marked where it was going to be when it was on the car. Then I marked it here, so that way I knew exactly where it was going to be on the outside there. Did that to all four. So then when I had it on the lift the last time, I kind of noticed I did some measurements to the ground and it wasn't even close. So as you can see, it's quite a ways off. So what I was doing is spinning this down so that way when it's on here, because the next thing is subframe connectors, and you want your car square. You know, when you weld those in, because that's going to be your first thing. It's almost there. So that way when I put this car back on the lift, in fact I had to put the rear axle back in, roll it out. I want to do a little bit more pressure washing, and I'll get a little closer, but that's basically what I'm doing today. I put the axle back in. It's only really 6 bolts, put it in, big deal. I made those just so I could roll it out. I did some more pressure washing on it. That side over there, passenger side, was crappy dirty up inside here. So I got all this nice and cleaned out and pressure washed the hell out of it, and it's a lot better. So that way I don't feel like welding on it's going to be such a big deal. That was just basically flat stock with some U-tube type of metal. And then I got those wheels from Harbor Freight for 18 bucks. So yeah, I made those yesterday, got it rolled out, and it's pretty good. It holds it and rolls it, and it swivels around. And as far as how easily it moves, I mean, it moves real easily, so works good. All right, so I got it set. This kind of shows you how far off it is from that side to that side. And that's on locks, sitting on the locks. And then here on this side too, same thing. You can see that that's about as close as you're going to get it, and that's about how far off they are. So as far as side to side, that's all I really care about, because I don't care about front to back, because if it's side to side, it's not going to be twisting. So if this side is equal to that side, it's good to go. And then obviously I'll measure it once it gets up in the air. I'll check the doors also too, and that's kind of what really I noticed, is that I did probably about 3 or 4 inches up off the ground with the wheels, and I noticed that I couldn't open the doors when it was sitting on the locks. So then I started measuring. Obviously I had to measure it anyways before I welded in subframe connectors, but anyways, this is just kind of a good little tech tip. So anyways, and now we see the fruits of our labor. So we come in here, and since I'm going to be welding essentially here to the subframe, pretty good. It's sitting on the stands, and then right back here, that's pretty good. So you can see that all I did is nothing magical, just lined it up like it was, so that way when I put it back up, it was in the exact same spot. You can see that all the little lines where they're supposed to be. And you can do this at home yourself if you've got a lift, or you can even do this with jack stands. Back when I had no lift, I did this on the jack stands, and you could mark out a square on the bottom and just put them on there. Mark out a square, is where the jack stands are going to be, and then just level across where the 2 jack stands are at. Then you can move them up and down accordingly. Today is Tech Tip Corner with 68 Desert Dart. Anyways, if you're taking out the gas tank, here's one way to do it. Take yourself a strap. If you don't have, floor jacks or whatever, you're doing this on lift, you can always just put a strap all the way across to here. Just tighten it up. Tighten it up good. At that point, you can take this one off, since that strap is being held up with that. Then this one here, See if I can do this one-handed. And then pull this off. Hopefully it doesn't fall. And there we go. Yep, didn't fall. I don't plan things out. I kind of do it on the fly. So that way if it is catastrophe, you guys see catastrophe. If not, then it works out. So this way here, now I can undo that with my holding it up, with my shoulder holding it and whatnot, and then take that tank down. I did have to drain it. I didn't show that, but since the fuel line was still, at that time, still hooked up, I pulled out most of the fuel, cut it right there. I essentially filled up almost 10 gallons of fuel that was in this, and it smelled like lacquer thinner, so it was awesome. Anyways, so there's that. That's Tech Tip Corner, 1968 Desert Dart.